Recent Russian setbacks in the Ukrainian city of Toretsk are being blamed by Russian warbloggers on a familiar problem. Commanders lying about their successes and taking the city on credit rather than in real life. The Russians, who have renamed Toretsk as Dzerzhinsk after the founder of the Soviet secret police, Felix Dzerzhinsky, appear to have prematurely declared victory in the city in order to curry favor with the military and political leadership. This sort of taking on credit has been a repeated phenomenon throughout the Ukraine war and has likely cost thousands of Russian lives. It has resulted in Russian troops attacking defended positions without artillery or air support. The Rybar Telegram channel says, despite the fact that the former Toretsk was officially liberated in early February 2025, the local authorities were clearly in a hurry to report to the top. Yes, the organized resistance of the Ukrainian armed forces was overcome, but there are always unpleasant nuances. The active phase of fighting in the city ended at the end of January. Units of the Russian army pushed the main enemy groups beyond the administrative border, and the fighting concentrated on the outskirts. Russian stormtroopers tried to take Krimska, Dakhny, as well as the mine waste heaps, which remained under the control of Ukrainian forces. The Ukrainian side retained the advantage in air control, actively using reconnaissance UAVs with bombs, as well as FPV drones. The enemy cut off the communications of the Russian troops and did not allow them to carry out a sweep on a wide front. Units of both the Russian army and the FSB could not move on a broad front and conduct a full-fledged cleanup. As a result, the Ukrainian armed forces not only retained the ability to hold certain points within the city limits, but also to conduct occasional rotations. Of course, we are talking about individual buildings which represent a small part on the scale of the entire city. But de facto, the city was not liberated. As of today, there are about 5 hotbeds in Dzerzhinsk, where Ukrainian sabotage and reconnaissance groups have been active. The vicinity of the dump of shaft number 10, the central shaft, as well as in the block of multi-story buildings and the vicinity of the Toretskaya mine shaft waste heap. Alas, at the moment, Dzerzhinsk remains a layered cake. A significant part of the city is a gray zone. In all likelihood, the Russian armed forces will pull in additional forces to complete the cleanup of the city, while the Ukrainian armed forces will use the fact of ongoing fighting to promote their own rather questionable successes on the battlefield. The World Today with Yuri Podolyaka channel writes, "The enemy does not stop trying to enter and consolidate the territory of Toretsk. Moreover, over these days, his plan has become generally clear. To reach the city center with 2 counterattacks from Shcherbinivka and from the area north of the Toretskaya mine and force our units in its northwestern part to retreat. At the same time, the fighting is heavy, to be honest. The enemy has managed to create a local superiority of forces here. It is very difficult. So far, we have managed to block his attacks. But if the enemy continues to press, then this will require the transfer of additional forces here." The units of the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade, Magura, successfully repelled 2 waves of Russian assaults. A video of their destruction was published on the brigade's official Telegram page. Russian troops made 2 attempts to break through the positions of Ukrainian defenders, suffering serious losses. The first wave of the assault, comprising 3 tanks and 2 armored personnel carriers, was swiftly detected and brought into the crosshairs by the 47th Brigade. The defenders acted swiftly, engaging enemy vehicles as they neared the brigade's positions, allowing FPV drones to intercept and neutralize the tanks and armored personnel carriers. The first wave of the enemy was decisively repelled, with 4 out of 5 armored vehicles destroyed, while 1 armored personnel carrier managed to survive. In the second wave, the enemy reinforced with 2 additional tanks, but these 2 were swiftly neutralized, unable to aid the Russian assault units before being destroyed along with them. Currently, the 47th Brigade is holding the line in the Nikolsky Khutor area of the Kursk region, where Russian forces persistently attempt to breach Ukrainian positions. Previously, the soldiers of the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade, Magura, together with adjacent units, successfully repulsed a massive assault by the Russian 155th Guards Naval Infantry Brigade in the Kursk region. The Russian invaders tried to break through the minefields, coming under continuous attacks from Ukrainian FPV drones and bomber drones. So far, the losses of enemy personnel and armored vehicles remain unknown. The Russian telegram channel Severny reported that the Russian command had developed an offensive plan that included an attack in 2 waves with a pause between them. Initially, the units were supposed to exhaust the Ukrainian defense, forcing the defenders to let their guard down through a feigned retreat. The second wave, consisting of the 155th Guards Naval Infantry Brigade, was supposed to break through the allegedly weakened positions. A unit called Nomad, composed of representatives of indigenous peoples of Russia, has been integrated into the International Legion of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine. The press service of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine reported on this. The Nomad initiative, established in December 2024, aims to unite the indigenous peoples of the Russian Federation in the fight for their rights and freedoms. Under this initiative, a combat unit was formed. It joined the International Legion under the command of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine on March 3, 2025. On Ukraine's side, the Bashkort Company and the Siberian Battalion are already fighting, units formed by those willing to fight for their freedom with arms in hand. Now, another unit of indigenous peoples of the Russian Federation, Nomad, has joined them. As the name suggests, its core consists of descendants of great nomads. The Nomad unit already includes Kalmyks, Tatars, Buryats, Bashkirs, and Yakuts, with doors open to all national minorities of present-day Russia, those who wish to put an end to Putin's prison of nations, the statement read. The initiative reports on its official accounts on the formation of units of Kalmyks, Tatars, and Yakuts, which are staffed by both volunteers and prisoners of war of the Russian armed forces, who have expressed a desire to join the unit. At the end of February, representatives of Nomad signed a memorandum of cooperation with the Ukrainian project I Want to Live, which provided the opportunity for interaction and recruitment of indigenous peoples from the Russian armed forces who are currently in Ukrainian captivity. The project offers unique capabilities for conducting special operations to safely bring people to Ukrainian territory, not only across the front lines and the Russian-Ukrainian border, but also from third countries, the leaders of the initiative highlighted.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.